What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Bryan S. Harris, guys, and I'm out in Phoenix, Arizona. Look like I got some food on my lip or something. I'm out in Phoenix, Arizona, guys, and I want to quickly go over. What's up, Haim? It's because of you that I'm out here, bro. But I want to quickly go over just some of the information that I learned, guys. There's so much that I learned. I came out here strictly to learn how you at the airport, bro. Man, be safe, man, and inbox me and let me know you made it back in, Haim, when you get home. But I came out here to strictly learn how to take my business. What up, Max? how to take my business to $1 million a month. And with that being said, I got that and so much more, from mental transformation to taking my business to the next level. What's up, Terrell? Um, I know, man. I'm going to send out a lot of mailers myself too, man. I'm literally geeked. Some of the information that you guys that are already out here, I'm actually going to be repeating some of the things that Kent Clothier talked about, which is absolutely game changer, guys. The first thing I want to talk about is one of the things I learned. I know a lot of you didn't make it out here. A lot of you are asking me, what am I at? What am I come to? And it's pretty much a transformation event. It's an Extreme Freedom by Sean Terry. Absolutely phenomenal. But I learned so much, guys. And one of the biggest things is the time is now. This guy was so, Kent Clothier, he was so on a next level of thinking that, his energy just literally exploded into the room, and it literally reached out and literally grabbed every single person that was in the room. And I think if you were in there, you really probably agree with this. But one of the things, if you got a pen, I want you to write this down. He talked about, if you're a male, write down the number 78. If you're a woman, write down the number 82. If you got a pen, do this. This is an exercise that he had us do. And then I want you, if you're a male, if you're a woman, write down 82. If you're a male, write down 78. He said, subtract your age from that number. So I'm 35 right now. I subtracted my number from 78. And then that gave me the number 43. All right. And then you want to multiply that number by 365 days. So 43 by 365 days. So you see where I'm going with this. They say the average male is going to live to 78 years old. And of course, you may live longer, you may live shorter, whatever the case may be. But just follow me on this. 43 years old is 43 years is what it leaves. And then multiply by 365 days. That comes out to 15,695 days. But not even that. 8 hours a day we sleep. Most of us sleep 8 hours a day. So I need to multiply 15,000 or whatever number you come to after you multiply by 365. I need to multiply that by 0.67. That's a third taken away. 0.67. 8 hours of every 24 hours we sleep a day. So 0.67. That number comes out to 10,515 days left if Bryan was to expire at age 78. And what that does, it just literally lets you know that, hey, the time is now. If you've been waiting to take action into a business that you're doing, if you've been waiting to do anything, take action now. That's one of the biggest things that he could have said. The time is now. 10,000 days is not a lot, guys. 10,000 days is literally, tomorrow is 10,514 days, right? So when you kind of have an eyeball on approximately how much time you really have left when it comes down to days, guys, take action now. So I'm going to go over here some of the things that he went over real briefly, guys. I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but and I thank you for tuning in. The 15 keys to success is what we went over. And number one, this is the number one, but the first thing he said is start with the end in mind. And if we start with the end in mind, we literally have a clear-cut mental vision, a clear-cut mental picture of where it is that we want to be. And what we have to do is take the time now to write down what I would do if I had everything. If I had everything that I ever wanted, what would I do? Write that down. Write down the perfect day of your life. So if let's just say if you have a future goal of yours, write down what it would be like if you were living in that day. And if you were living in that day and you have that future goal of yours and you're living in that day, write down what it would feel like, what it would taste like, what it would sound like. What would you be looking at? Who would you be around? And what you do is every morning you wake up and you relive that moment. And how long do you do that? Until it becomes your reality, until it takes on the tones of reality. So that's number one. The second thing, I'm not going to go over the $1 million a month plan that he gave. That's a different subject. But number one, so in the 15 keys to success, number one is take massive action. How do we take massive action? Yeah, Max, boom, baby. How do we take massive action? We take massive action by doing something that scares us every single day. Do something that scares us every single day. And take massive action. How do we take massive action? Whatever it is that you're doing. If there's something that you were holding back from doing, remember what I just said about the time is now. Do it today. Go towards it. Take giant leaps. What happens is when you take giant leaps, you outdo the majority of other people by taking giant leaps. Number two, be decisive, committed, and convicted. 10,000 mailers going out tomorrow. Oh, I told Maria we were going to send out 3,000 mailers tomorrow, Haim. 10,000, man. You are the man. But number two, be decisive, committed, and convicted. Be decisive. Be definite. Somebody asks you a question. Are you going to do this tomorrow? Absolutely. How are you going to do such and such? Definitely. Start answering with decisive, definite, absolutely. Be decisive, committed, and convicted. Committed to your goals. Committed to whatever it is that you want to do. Number three, guys, we got 12 more. Recognize opportunity and the power of now. Don't put off something to tomorrow just because you can. Tomorrow isn't promised. Scripture teaches us that. Tomorrow isn't promised, guys. Do it right now. Recognize the power of now and recognize opportunity. One thing about life is opportunity knocks every single second, every single day. You have to become aware of what it is that you've been asking for and understand that many opportunities actually come packaged in the gift of pain, in the gift of struggle. Opportunity disguises itself in the gift, wrapped in a gift package of struggle, pain. So many times opportunity, when we see it in the physical eye, we avoid opportunity. But understanding and opening your eyes to what opportunity really is, most success stories, the starting point is pain. And that pain creates change and it makes you want to move and go out and do things differently. So number four, give yourself permission to fail. Hey, it's okay. I know we have a embedded subconscious process of us, failing or failing is wrong, or, I don't want to make a mistake because it may be wrong, etc. But understand, give yourself permission to fail. It's okay to fail. Les Brown says this: if you happen to fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up, right? I love that. Number five, embrace the struggle. Embrace the struggle, guys. Embrace the struggle, and the journey is part of where you want to go. Realize that mostly everything in your life is happening to you because of the way you've been thinking, whether that's good or bad. If you've been thinking a certain way and struggle appears, understand that may be an obstacle to make you go a certain way to get you to where you're going. It's appearing in your life because you have asked for it through your thoughts. Go hard or go home, baby. Ball dance party. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Number six, picture your success. Everything starts with the thought. Everything starts mentally. Haim says there's no progress without struggle, guys. And that is so true. He's a big time real estate investor out of California, guys, and making it happen. There's no progress without struggle. And if you got people who are making these big high incomes that are saying this, guys, just imagine where you are. There's no progress without struggle. Picture your success. Have a clear-cut vision of where you want to be. A lot of people don't know this, although I talk about it all the time. But I would say, what do you say, Maria, about the last 5-6 years of our life, 5 years or so have been I would say, seemingly intentional. Meaning, like, what we do is we record our future self, meaning, like, where we want to be in the future, we record it and we literally play it over and over and over. That perfect moment, that perfect place, that perfect bank account, that perfect house, whatever, that perfect deal, that perfect business. We record it over and over and over and over and over again. We listen to it over and over and over again until it takes on the tones of reality, until we believe it subconsciously. Because, and I know this sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but when we replay it over and over and over in our brain, our subconscious does not know the difference. We're going to tell you quickly what Sean Terry talked about. And he talked about how when we play this over and over and over in our brains, how do you know that the subconscious doesn't know the difference? Because when we have dreams and we wake up and we're in a panic, etc., our heart is beating, we're sweating, we're thinking that, it was a real dream. What happened is our subconscious just played an image in our brain to where it literally changed our physiology. And what happens is when you intentionally create an image in your brain, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you're intentionally implanting in it. All it does is it creates the reality. Okay, so you do this, you have a clear-cut picture of your success until it becomes your reality. Number 7, baby, and I can go on and on about that one. Understand your fear, and the only thing that you need to fear is regret. He told a story about, how he had lost loved ones, etc., and all those good things, but you don't want to be on your deathbed. And Les Brown talks about a story where, we had tons of people that have passed away, and on their deathbed, all of their dreams, all of their opportunities, all of their aspirations came and visited them on their deathbed. And on their deathbed, it said, only you could have brought life to us. Only you could have brought us into existence. We came to you so that we can be shared with the world, but you kept us a secret. Guys, your dreams come to you. They're meant for you so that they can be expressed through your life so that you can benefit the world in a big way. Number 8, willingness to do whatever it takes. Go hard in the paint or go home. Max just said this. Go hard in the paint or go home. Determine your why. Max also said that. What is your why? Okay, what is your why? Number 9, find your passion and outsource everything. What is it that you love to do? This is one of the things that I feel like we have grown tremendously by being here. Find your passion and outsource everything. So what is it that you love to do? Everything else, find a way. This was an eye opener to me. And many people know that we go on trips every weekend, etc. But a lot of times my wife gets on me because I'm on the phone. I'm working, sometimes. I don't talk on the phone on the weekends, but sometimes I'm managing my business on the weekend, right? And so she said, whatever. But I don't talk. But I might text you back. But she says, he says, if you can't go away from your business for 30 days, and come back with more money in your bank account than when you left, then guess what? You own a job. And I preach systems, but to hear it from a guy who's making $1 million a month, that literally changed the way I process things, right? So understanding that our process now is I want to own a system. I don't want to own a business anymore. I want to own a system. And so everything about what I do is to outsource every single thing. Number 10, never stop marketing. Understanding that marketing is an investment. All right. You have a job just over broke. I ain't right. Marketing is an investment. It's not an expense. It's an investment. And many times when we start businesses, we look at pressing that button to pay for this marketing, this advertising, etc. But understanding that that's an investment. And when you spend money on an investment, what do you expect? You expect a return, right? On an expense, you don't expect to get anything back. So marketing is an investment. Never stop marketing. Number 11, systematize everything. Automation and processes, guys. Systematize. There's so many softwares and things that you can use in every aspect of business. I know I'm talking to more people that are involved in real estate and other business, accounting, whatever the case may be. But systematize everything. Automation and processes. Number 12, use a mentor. Insight versus information. Use a mentor, guys. There's somebody that has done it before you. There's somebody that has been where you want to be, that can pretty much make the pathway easier for you. Then you don't have to get those bumps and knocks on your head if you have a mentor. So what it is they've already been there. They've already walked the path. One thing I learned is don't be the trailblazer, guys. You don't have to be the trailblazer. Nothing's new under the sun, according to scripture, guys. So you can literally find a mentor, somebody that's been there, and literally reverse engineer their success. And by you finding out where that's you say I'm going to blow up your phone. Right, Max. But find you a mentor, somebody that's where you want to be, and reverse engineer. Ask them what they did to get there. And I promise you, if you do the exact same things that they did, guess what? You're going to be exactly where they are. It's very that simple. Number 13, guys. And we're almost at the end. Surround yourself with success. Never be the smartest person in the room. This is so valuable. Many times, guys, I know as you get to a certain place, you become elevated. If you're the person in your group making $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month, or whatever it is, when you become that person and you're the one making the most, you're the one that's the smartest, you're the one that has all of the information. Not to say that, hey, you can't give out information to those other people, but you need to find you another group to where you can become one on another level. T.D. Jakes, I'll tell this quick story. T.D. Jakes told a story about how when he was younger, he had issues counting from 1 to 100 because he didn't realize the simplicity of it, that you count from 1 to 10, and then you count 11, 12, 13, 14, then you count to 21, 22. He said he didn't realize that all you had to do was start back over on level 1 on the next level. Start back over at 1 on the next level. So you count from 1 to 10, then you go to 11 to 20, then you go from 21 to 30. He said, so the simplicity of starting back over at 1 on the next level. So when you get to that 10 on the level that you're on, you have to learn to start back over on level 1. Get around a circle of people that are 20s, right? On the original scale of 1 to 10, get around people that are 20s and be an 11 on the next level. When you get to that 20, be a 21 on the third level, right? So learning how to surround yourself with success, never be the smartest person in the room. Number 14, and excuse my language. Thanks so much, Audrey. Excuse my language, but number 14 says, stop listening to broke ass people. Dude, if that wasn't a reality, thanks, Aheem. If that wasn't a reality check, stop listening to broke ass people. Oh my God. How many of us are guilty of that, right? We tell somebody about the dream and the vision and the inspiration that we're having. We're coming from this amazing event and we're talking about this person and he has $2 in his bank account. Stop listening to broke people, right? And number 15, guys, this is it right here. I'm going to stand up on this because this is it. I'm going to close it out. Burn your boats. There's a story in a book called 48 Laws of Power. When he says, Max, stop listening to old Uncle Tom. 48 Laws of Power, guys. And he talked about, in this book, 48 Laws of Power, there was this story, and I don't know the exact kings and queens that was fighting this war, but there was this war. These guys came over to this island on a boat, and when they came over to this island on a couple boats and ships, of course, the only way off the island was to retreat back to the boats, right? So the king, he said, we came over here to win. And when they got off, all of his soldiers got off the boats, he ordered his crew to burn the ships. So the only way we're leaving off this island is on their boats. So what am I saying? There was no other option for retreat. There is no other options. There's no other way to go but ahead, straight forward. When you put your back against the wall, many times, I've been working for myself since I was 21 years old. And the job, when I left out, of course I was nervous, man. My dad was like, you just dropped out of college, now you're going to quit this job? What's wrong with you? You crazy? Right? But what happened, guys, is I burned my bridge. I was starting my own business. I burned my boats. I didn't look back. And every time it got a little hard, it got a little rough, I always had in the back of my mind, I can always go back to that job because I left right? I can always go back and get that job if I need to. But the further I got away, my mom told me this when I was in college. She said, in order to discover new oceans, you have to lose sight of the shore. Make it a must. Make it a must and not a should. That's another one. Sean said, make it a must and not a should. When you must do something, when you must win and your why is strong enough, when you look back and that shore is far away, guys, it's closer to get to your destination than it is to swim back. Guys, put your back against the wall, burn your ships. That is the only true way. One of the greatest fighters that ever lived, Muhammad Ali. The best fighter there was, he fought the best when his back was up against the wall. When he fought against George Foreman, one of the biggest, baddest contenders in the world, he fought against George Foreman. Bam, bam, bam. George Foreman put him up against the ropes, and he was literally beating the living life out of Muhammad Ali. But Muhammad Ali's back against the wall. It was against the wall, and the only thing that he could do was come out swinging. And you know the rest of the story. He came out swinging, floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee, came out of that rope, got his back off the wall. Because his back was against the wall, he literally changed the game, and he became the greatest because he said he was before he was. So, guys, go out here and win big for your family. I'm super geeked. I'm more than geek. Everybody knows my energy, my attitude. But I have so much more that I can tell you from this, guys. But continue to go out here and win big for your family. I'm going to do the same for mine. Tell me your success stories. Hopefully you can share this because I didn't record it. I only recorded it on Periscope. But, guys, that's it. Let me see if I can stop this thing. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. And I'll see you on the next live Periscope, baby. Talk to you later.